I can see you cats. 1, 2, 3 cats.
If you put a library card in the hand of a child,
You come down, cat.
you're essentially giving them the world.
1, 2, 3 cats.
I can still remember getting my first library card.
We will play cats.
It was one of the most exciting days of my childhood because all of a sudden I had access to all these books, all these stories, all this information. You open up the entire world for them with that library card. And if you take it away, the doors close.
I read probably every child's book that was in that library, and it really showed me that there was a whole other world out there than what I was growing up in.
Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type.
I'm not saying I don't believe him. I'm saying I don't trust him.
Of course not. I don't know, just a feeling.
The tree which Diggory had noticed was now a full-grown beech.
No, no, Father, no, I can't indeed.
The bell at her neck made a soft clanking. The man who led her with a worn robe walked with a staff in his other hand.
Around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang.
The Oneida Public Library right now is like the living room for the community. It's where people can come in and read the paper, read a book, meet up with friends. Also, their educational center where they can come in and, take classes in computers or get their taxes done. So we serve a lot of needs.
If people think of libraries only as a place for storing books, they're wrong. Libraries provide entertainment, they provide programs, they provide challenges, they provide games and educational opportunities for children.
Our library is essential because it benefits every single person in this community, whether they are a small child sitting on their mother's lap listening to a story, or a new person to the community who has English as a second language and they're learning to read better or master the language, or perhaps a senior citizen who doesn't even have the opportunity to have a computer. They never learned computer skills, and now they need a computer just to file their taxes.
Now there's so much more technologically that we need to supply to our community, and unfortunately we can't do that here. We have, just the just go with the amount of plugs in the building, all the devices that people need to plug in and charge, and we have very few. This building was built 60 years ago, roughly, and it was built with a future in mind, and it has adequately served that purpose. It's done a great job, but that future has been and gone, and now it's our turn to look to the future and build for that future for our kids.
There probably isn't a single institution in this city that remains anything like what it was in the early 60s. Over time, the hospital has moved away, a new hospital's been built, a new high school was built, and that new high school has been renovated multiple times. All of those institutions have been renovated significantly and changed and grown and progressed and stayed up with the times, with the exception of this library.
There's a big need. You need a quiet area, you need a small space, and you need access to the people who are in charge of the program. And they have files and books and things that they need to keep. We need to be able to use a computer, and so you need a bigger space.
I can see several needs. I also have a 19-month-old son, and when he was younger, and even still now, getting 2 children down the stairs can be a challenge. She still likes to hold my hand. Having a squirmy toddler on my hip, not to mention library books and a bag, it's definitely hold on and go slowly. The stairs are definitely, that's a big issue.
Families now especially live paycheck to paycheck because they have to, but the real job we need to do is build the next generation. And if we cut libraries, we are cutting out a fundamental part, a fundamental building block of what happens for the next generation. We are not thinking long-term anymore, and we need to if we're going to grow and thrive as a culture.
This is the place that anyone can come. They don't need to have a dollar in the pocket. They can walk in the door and walk out with what they need, whether it be information, assistance, GED help, There's a lot of different things that they can get here, and there's no cost to them.
Every Saturday, we would get up very early in the morning. We lived in an apartment, and my mother and my brother and I would grab our shopping cart. First was to do the laundry, and then we had to do a little bit of food shopping if we had any money. And the third and most important thing to me was going to the library. It gave me insight and hope that I can get out of where we were. And it really helped change my life.
K-M-O-W. My name is Walter.
Morpho. Can you say that?
Morpho. I'm 6 years old. A.
The.
Really, I like to read books here a lot. It's important to read.
So it says no.
Signs like stop signs to stop if somebody's walking passing the street, or no U-turns.
Coming here to get my GED, I improved my math skills, my writing skills, and gained more confidence. This program was very important to me because of the one-on-one tutoring and dealing with the privateness that I could have with the tutor.
We're going to sit in front of the board and we're going to read our story today.
Our kids need to be able to come in here and access all of the resources that are not available to them at home. We need to look at the future and see how libraries become major community assets, places where people come together, where they connect with one another.
It's very important to me and my family that there is a library here. Like I said, the programs that are offered, it promotes literacy, education. Who's that?
Benny.
I expected a lot from this small town moving here, and I was pleasantly surprised when I found the Oneida Public Library. I couldn't be happier with it, and it would be a sad day for Oneida without a library because of, like I said, it's more than a library, it's a community center.
I'm most excited for our library, our new library, because of the location, the ease to walk to it, the ability to have our meeting room and have all kinds of activities which we are really restricted in this setting that we have now.
The room that I'm excited about, which is the community room, where you'll be able to converse with people from all over the world through video networking and FaceTime, and using the technology for conferences and workshops and presentations and all those kinds of things, where you can utilize the technology to communicate with parties from across the country and across the world.
I think that when the community sees what this new library is going to offer them, they are going to be just beside themselves with joy. It's going to be wonderful, a great place to be, somewhere where people really look forward to coming to it. It's going to be comfortable and, you know, just fill all those needs that they would like to have from their library.
When I come in this library, many of the people who are here have been a fixture for years. It's like almost coming home. It's a piece of home. It's a piece of Oneida. When I look around at the communities around us that as far as I'm concerned, are ideal places to live and grow a family, they all have libraries that are central to who they are.
1, 2, 3 cats.
We need your support and assistance for this community so all of us can continue to grow and benefit from the services it provides. And I can't even imagine this community without it.
But Gaffer was no neophyte, and he had no fancies.
There was certainly plenty to watch and to listen to.
He paddled it with large feet dangling over the side.